after spending 2 years living in Orange County, California, my wife and I moved back home, back to the Pacific Northwest. And I'm standing in an area that I grew up in. I used to come here all the time. And it is truly amazing being able to come back and really appreciate trees and nature and things that I took for granted growing up here, because this was just normal life. There's something about leaving an area like Orange County, which has, I think, close to 4 million people, just about the same amount of people, give or take 100K, of the whole state of Oregon, which I'm currently back in. There's something about being in a place that, although is colder, gives rise to these beautiful rainforests and the peace and quiet of nature. There's something about it which calls to us, calls us back. And for me, at least, leaving this environment and going somewhere like Orange County, containing some of the richest and nicest, most luxurious neighborhoods on the planet, really puts into perspective how far away we can move as a culture from where we came from. And it begs the question, are we supposed to move in that direction? For me, ultimately, that answer came back to me as a resounding no. And here we are in this beautiful forest, which, for me at least, I feel a deep sense of comfort and peace, which I never felt in the last 2 years working in fashion and working in luxury. And that doesn't mean fashion and luxury is a bad thing, but you hear that water? Look at this. Anyways, it doesn't necessarily mean fashion and luxury is bad. But I now ask myself the question, why? Well, one, how important is fashion? How important is luxury? How important is material goods like that, like fashion and like nice things? How important is that to me? Why is it as important as it is to me, or not as important? How important is it as a society, and why? What are we getting from it? What need is being fulfilled through this chase, this game that we play of creating what we think to be nicer and nicer things, which I came to find out what we think of as luxurious today, a lot of it is cheap. And so really, let's go even deeper then. Why do we, as a culture, what is it that we're trying to fulfill with things that we believe to be luxurious, but through closer inspection, ultimately are actually cheap and weak. Something to ponder. But anyways, I came back to Oregon. My wife and I did together. But for me, being here, I came to understand in my own life so many amazing truths, which we'll dive into at some point, someday. Living in Southern California, 2 years in LA and 2 years in OC. But that ultimately, why I came here to be me during this time period in the universe, on this planet, in this plane of existence. I came here for so much more. And perhaps my experience in the luxury world in Orange County, in this world of lavish spending, plasticity, beautifulness, beautiful people, I think that ultimately played a role into me discovering that I came here, and I believe we all came here for so much more than that. And maybe this never-ending quest for things and feelings that we explore in the material world is really calling us to look within ourselves. It's reflecting back to us, hey, maybe we should look inside. What is this thing ultimately that I'm going for? What is that thing trying to fulfill that I believe I need within myself? And who knows, I think ultimately there is an answer. I know for myself, at least, what that answer is, which is ever evolving. But for you, although I'd bet that it's, ooh, I think there's an owl over there. But anyways, although I bet the answer for you is going to be based in the same feelings ultimately, because we all share this experience together. We're all part of it together. Your individual subjective experiences might lead you down a different path to whatever that conclusion may be. Let's see if we can see this owl or eagle. Okay. There it is. Oh, it's so beautiful. I've never seen an owl up here before. I've always heard them. That is insane. He keeps looking over. Wow. Oh. And just like that, he's gone. Oh my gosh. Life is truly amazing, and how I feel so fortunate to be alive right now. I grew up walking this forest. I'm 29 and I have always heard the owls in here. I've never seen them in person. And I'm so thankful that I got to share that moment with you guys. And hopefully the phone captured it, because man, that was beautiful and magical. I wonder what that means symbolically. I'll have to look it up. I have heard some cool things about seeing owls in a spiritual sense. But anyways, I'm so excited to share my journey and ultimately my perspective of what this life is. And although I can only ever speak my own subjective experience, hopefully whatever I say passes through the filter of who you are and impacts you however open you choose to be in whatever way that looks like for you. Anyways, thanks for checking this out. Maybe we'll film a little bit more B-roll or something. Hope you all are having an amazing day or evening. Much love, man. Okay. Up there we got a big hawk, it looks like. Or eagle, maybe. Pretty awesome. Obviously, a lot more common, but still so great. This is the top. Saw the owl in there. That's where the forest I just came walking through. Just awesome. Man, I love these beautiful, just these beautiful overcast days in the Pacific Northwest. A lot of people are not big fans of the rain, but, oh, my beard's all wet too. But there's something very different and magical with the rain and the clouds here. Maybe it's because there's this knowing and understanding that the reason why this part of Oregon and the Pacific Northwest is so beautiful is because of these clouds and the rain that comes with it. So there's a different type of appreciation compared to when it rained to the last 2019 and 2023 record-breaking rainy years that I was in LA and then OC for, and that rain is very different. Also, they're not necessarily, the city itself isn't used to it, so it gets kind of hectic. But here there's a peace that comes with it. And if you know, maybe we can use this as a good analogy for all of life, but the more you just allow things to be as they are, accept them, all of a sudden you get this new appreciation for whatever it is. And for me, growing up here, hated the rain. Oh, there's a puppy playing over there. And I would complain about the rain. But now I see it as a necessary ingredient that makes up this beautiful meal of the Pacific Northwest. I just want to scarf it up. I've never noticed before, but you can see in the mud, there's tracks all through there. And I thought that I was following a trail. So the main trail is up there. And I thought I was following like, oh, a little trail down here to listen to the water. But I'm realizing this is probably a major thoroughfare of this local forest. And you can see there's a path here, definitely maybe some coyotes. Path here. You can see there's a path there. Man, it is just so peaceful. Look at this tree. This tree is huge. Wow.